Have you ever wondered, after a goodbye in the city of Aarhus, how can a heart still find the strength to move on? This video will share a journey of farewell, healing, and rediscovering meaning in English, step by step, slow and clear. Aarhus Morning. Imagine waking up in a small room in Aarhus. Autumn light comes through the window. It is soft, not too bright. Today feels different. You know it is the day of goodbye. You hear bicycles outside. Aarhus is full of bikes, stone streets, and small cafes. But this morning, every sound feels slower, softer. When the heart is heavy, the world moves gently with it. Your steps take you to the street. The air is cool, carrying the smell of coffee. A woman puts on her scarf and rides away. Life continues. But for you, today is not an ordinary day. Saying goodbye is like learning English. You know you must start. A new world is waiting. But you want to stay, to delay. It feels safer not to move. Here is a secret. The word goodbye comes from God be with you. It is not only an end. It is also a blessing, a hope for peace. So, in this Aarhus morning, goodbye is not the last page. It is the first step of a new story. For the character in this tale, and for you, listening and speaking English right now, the church bells ring in the distance. They do not ask if you are ready. They just ring. And you know, life will change today. The Café Meeting. The small cafe on Medelgade Street is warm and quiet. Inside, the smell of fresh coffee mixes with the sweet smell of cinnamon bread. You open the door slowly, as if time will wait for you. But time never waits. Your friend is already there. She sits near the window, holding a cup. Her scarf is red, and her eyes look outside, not at you. For a moment, you just stand. You do not want to move closer. Why? Because this is the last meeting. When you finally sit down, the silence feels heavy. Words are in your mouth, but they do not come out. Sometimes silence speaks louder than language. Still, you both smile. It is a small smile, almost shy, but it hides many feelings. Aarhus cafes are full of life. Students, workers, tourists. But today, it feels like only two people exist, you and her. Around you, cups make soft sounds. Chairs move. People laugh. But in your heart, everything is quiet. Psychologists say that the human brain remembers the first and the last moments the strongest. This is called the serial position effect. That is why you remember your first meeting years ago. And now, you know you will remember this last one forever. You sip your coffee. It is hot and bitter, but it helps you speak. Simple words come first. How are you? Did you sleep well? These are easy. These are safe. But the real words, I will miss you, I don't want this goodbye, stay locked inside. Language is strange. Sometimes we have the right words, but no courage. Sometimes we have courage, but no words. Today, you have neither. So you sit, sip, and smile. Outside the window, bicycles pass by. People hurry to work. Children laugh on their way to school. life continues. But inside the cafe, time is different. Every second stretches. Every heartbeat is louder. Your friend finally looks at you. Her eyes are calm, but you can see the storm inside. She wants to say something too. But, like you, she hides it behind another small smile. The coffee grows cold. The bread on the table is untouched. But that does not matter. What matters is the silence, the looks, the shared space. This cafe will never be just a cafe again. It will be the place of goodbye, and as you sit there, you realize, learning English is like this moment. At first, you use safe words. You ask, "How are you?" You answer, "I'm fine." But deep inside, you want to say more. You want to tell your real story. That is when language becomes alive. Today, in this cafe, words fail. But feelings speak. And sometimes, feelings are the strongest teacher of all. Unspoken feelings. Imagine holding 1,000 words in your chest, but your lips stay closed. That is what happens in the cafe. You want to speak, but silence keeps winning. Feelings are heavy. They sit inside you like stones. You try to move them with small talk. The weather is nice today. The city looks beautiful. But the real words stay hidden. I don't want to say goodbye. Your friend smiles politely. She answers with safe words too. It is like you are both dancing around the truth, afraid to step too close. Inside, you feel the pressure growing, like water behind a dam. Psychologists call this emotional suppression. The brain chooses silence to protect the heart. But silence is also a thief. It steals chances. It steals connection. You look at her hands. They hold the cup tightly, as if it could give strength. You want to reach out. You want to hold her hand. But you don't. Instead, you look away, pretending to check the street outside. Your heart whispers, "Say something." But your mouth says nothing. You are afraid of breaking the moment. Afraid of making it real. Afraid that if you speak, the goodbye will come faster. It is strange. People think speaking a foreign language is hard. But sometimes, speaking your own feelings is even harder. English learners often say, "I don't know the right words." But the truth is, even in your own language, feelings are difficult to express. The silence grows heavier. The cafe around you feels far away. You hear laughter, you hear spoons hitting cups, but it all sounds distant, like an echo. Finally, you look into her eyes. For 1 second, you see the truth. She feels the same. She also carries unspoken feelings. And in that shared silence, something is understood. No words. Just truth. This moment teaches a lesson. Sometimes language fails, but connection still works. Sometimes silence is the real conversation, and as you sit in the cafe, both of you know, this is not only about goodbye. This is about love, memory, and the courage we never used. The walk by the harbor. You leave the cafe together. The air outside is cool, fresh, and sharp. The streets of Aarhus lead you to the harbor, where the sea waits like a mirror of your heart. waves hit the wooden pier softly. Boats move up and down. Seagulls cry above, their voices sharp in the quiet morning. You walk side by side, but not too close. The space between you feels heavy, like another person walking there. Silence follows again. Sometimes you try to speak, but the words fall before they reach your mouth. Instead, your steps make the only rhythm, shoes against stone, waves against wood. Scientists say walking can calm the brain. The rhythm of steps helps the body release stress. But today, each step feels like a countdown. Every sound of the sea reminds you, goodbye is coming closer. You look at the water. It shines silver under the soft Danish sun. Once, you both walked here full of laughter. Once, the harbor was a place of beginnings. Now, it is the place of endings. She points at a boat. It looks like it will leave soon, she says. You nod. But you know she is not talking only about the boat. She is also talking about herself, about this moment, about the journey you cannot stop. Your chest feels tight. You want to stop walking, to freeze the world here, between the boats and the sky. But the harbor keeps moving. The water never waits. And time, like the tide, pulls you forward. Language learners often face the same truth. You want to freeze. You want to stay with the easy words you know. But the river of conversation keeps moving. If you stop, you lose it. If you walk, even slowly, you grow. So you keep walking. Together, yet separate. The sound of the sea fills the silence that words cannot, and in that silence, both of you understand. Sometimes the hardest journeys are only a few steps long. The last words. The harbor walk ends. You both stop near a bench, facing the sea. The air feels heavier now, like even the wind knows what is coming. You sit. She sits. For a moment, you just watch the water. Boats leave. Birds fly. Life continues. But for you, time is frozen. Then, she speaks first. Her voice is soft, almost breaking. It's time. Two simple words. But they hit like a wave. You knew this moment was coming. Still, hearing it makes your chest ache. You try to answer. At first, nothing comes out. Then, finally, the words, goodbye. It is a small word. Only two parts, good and bye. Easy to say. Hard to live. Linguists say goodbye is one of the oldest survival words. It protects the heart by making an ending smaller, shorter, easier. But the truth is, no word can make goodbye easy. She looks at you. Her eyes shine with tears, but she does not cry. You smile, but it feels broken. Both of you understand. This is the last look, the last sentence, the last piece of this story. Sometimes, language feels too weak for emotions. Yet in this weakness, there is beauty. One word, goodbye, can carry love, pain, memory, and hope, all at once. You stand up slowly. She stands too. For a second, you almost reach for her hand. But you don't. Instead, you both step back. One step. Two steps. Distance grows, and then, like a boat leaving the harbor, she walks away. The world is the same. The sky is the same. But everything inside you has changed. This is the power of last words. They are short, but they stay forever. After goodbye. You are alone now. The bench by the harbor is empty. The air feels colder, even though the sun still shines. Goodbye has passed, but the silence after is even louder. You start walking through the small streets of Aarhus. The stones under your shoes feel hard. Every corner, every cafe, every bicycle reminds you of her. The city is full of memories, and each one hurts. Scientists say the human brain reacts to heartbreak like physical pain. That is why your chest feels heavy. That is why your body is tired. Your brain cannot see the difference. For it, love lost is like a broken bone. You pass by a bakery. The smell of fresh bread makes your stomach turn. You are not hungry. Grief takes away appetite. You see a group of students laughing. Their voices sound far away, like coming from another world. You sit on a bench near the Latin Quarter. People pass by, busy with life. Some carry shopping bags. Some ride bicycles fast. You sit still, like a statue, lost in thought. The hardest part of goodbye is not the moment itself. It is the after. When the world keeps moving, but you stand frozen. Language learners often feel the same. The teacher finishes the lesson. The class is over. And then comes the silence after. You want to speak, but no one is there. You want to practice, but the words feel empty. But here is a truth: silence is also a teacher. Silence gives space to feel. Space to think. Space to rebuild. As the afternoon light turns golden, you take a deep breath. The city still hurts. The memories still sting. But you are still here. And being here is the first step of healing. Goodbye is not the end. It is the start of learning how to live again. Healing with small steps. The next morning feels strange. The city is the same, but you are not. After goodbye, every street looks new, and also empty. You decide to start small. You make coffee at home. The smell warms the room. You drink slowly, telling yourself, 1 cup. 1 step later, you go outside. You walk through the botanical garden. Children run, dogs bark, leaves fall. Life is simple here. Watching small things helps your heart rest. Psychologists say healing begins with routine. The brain feels safe when it sees familiar actions: walking, cooking, reading. These small habits are medicine. You open a book in English. At first, it feels hard. The words look heavy, like stones. But you read 1 line. Then another. Slowly, the story begins to speak to you. You realize, learning a language is also healing. It gives your mind something new to hold. In the evening, you write in a notebook. Just 3 sentences: I am here. I am learning. I will be okay. Simple words, but true. Healing is not one big step. Healing is many small steps. A cup of coffee. A short walk. A few English sentences. Day by day, the heart learns to breathe again, and you discover something. The goodbye did not only take away. It also gave you space to grow, to rebuild, to start again. Goodbye hurts, but small steps heal. A new beginning. Days pass. The pain is still there, but it is softer now. Like waves after a storm, your heart is calmer. One morning, you walk to the harbor again. The same place of goodbye. But today, the sea looks different. The water shines. The air feels light. You realize, the place has not changed. You sit on the bench. This time, you do not feel only loss. You also feel hope. Goodbye opened a space inside you. And in that space, new things can grow. You take out your notebook. You write in English, goodbye was not the end. It was the beginning. These simple words make you smile. For the first time, the pain feels like part of the journey, not the whole story. Psychologists say the brain learns faster after strong emotions. Pain and joy both leave deep marks. That is why your English sentences today feel stronger, more alive. They are not just words. They are part of your healing. You close the notebook and stand up. The city of Aarhus is full of sounds, bicycles, children, church bells. The same sounds as before. But now, they feel like music. Goodbye has taught you something important. Life does not stop. It changes. And every change is a chance to grow. So you walk away from the harbor, not with heavy steps, but with light ones. A new story is waiting. And this time, you are ready to live it. Goodbye has turned into hello.